Imagine the quiet of an early morning in Tarsa village, Giza Governorate. That usual pre-dawn stillness. But then, July 28th, 2017, 8 a.m. sharp, that silence is just shattered. A woman's scream cuts through everything. "Help me, I'm dying!" It just hangs there in the air, raw, desperate. And then it fades. A neighbor hears it, pauses maybe, but thinks, it's just another domestic squabble. Heard it before, dismisses it.
That dismissal is chilling in hindsight, isn't it? That normalization.
It really is. Because less than an hour passes and things get stranger. A knock on a door. It's Hazem's mother. She's acting unusually friendly, saying she just missed her daughter-in-law. A really odd visit right then.
A distraction, perhaps, if she was calculated.
It does. Moments later, chaos, a locked apartment, police sirens, urgent sounds. And then you see him, Hazem, being let out, hands cuffed, face just blank. The police confirm it. Sara and her tiny baby daughter, they're gone.
Just devastating.
Today, we're diving deep into this. A story where ambition, bright, burning ambition, ran headlong into tradition. Where hidden truths led to, well, unimaginable tragedy. This is a deep dive into the real cost of silence. What happens when we ignore those warnings, those gut feelings?
Yeah, and this isn't just about recounting the events, is it? It's more of a study, really. A study in how control creeps in, how manipulation works, how boundaries just get worn down bit by bit. You'll hear how this young woman, Sara, with this vibrant future ahead of her, had it all chipped away, piece by agonizing piece, until nothing was left. Our goal here is to try and understand the threads, the intricate threads that wove this tragedy together. We want to highlight those moments, those turning points where maybe different choices could have changed everything.
It's about understanding the how and the why, not just the what.
Precisely.
Okay, let's go back. Back to 2013. Meet Sara Hamdy. She's bright, beautiful, respected, from a decent middle-class family in Tarsa. And she has this dream. She enrolls in media college, wants to be a journalist.
And she wasn't just coasting either, right?
Yeah. No, not at all. She was excelling. Always interning, top of her class. Everyone loved her work, peers, professors. She even had a job promise lined up for after graduation. Her dream was right there. She was even thinking about a master's degree.
So fast forward. It's 2017. Sara graduates. You'd expect, celebrations, right? Big achievement. But instead, her family hits her with this ultimatum.
The ultimatum.
Yeah. Her mother basically lays it out. Okay, we supported your studies, she says, but the real dream now, that's marriage. Building a home. They wanted to settle her, as they put it. Ensure her future was secure in that traditional sense.
Wow. So Sara must have been just floored, right?
Yeah.
Pleased with them. Let me work first, establish myself, use my degree. But her mother just wouldn't budge, dismiss it all. No argument seemed valid against getting married.
And that moment, that feels like the first major clash, doesn't it? Her dreams versus their expectations.
Definitely. A collision course starting right there.
Absolutely. It's that initial deep conflict between who she wanted to be and the role society, or at least her family, expected her to play. And that unease she must have felt. That's her intuition kicking in. But it's so hard to act on that when you're facing that kind of pressure,
Yeah, the boundaries start blurring early.
Exactly, before you even realize it.
And then, almost perfectly timed with the family's wishes, a suitor appears. Hazem. He's a cook. Seems respectable, stable, ready to settle down.
And he's good at convincing people, it sounds like.
Very. He totally wins over Sara's family, paints this perfect picture, stability, security. He even says he has his own apartment, fully furnished, appliances and everything. So Sara just needs to bring her clothes, that's it.
To the family, that probably sounded amazing. Selfless, even.
Right. Almost too perfect.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And that whole I just need you narrative. It sounds generous on the surface, right? But sometimes it can actually be a subtle control tactic. It's a bit like love-bombing grand gestures early on. By making it seem like she brings nothing but herself, it kind of minimizes her independence from the start. Creates this feeling of maybe being indebted, less empowered.
I see. It's a quiet way to gain leverage.
Exactly. It's designed to disarm you, make you lower your guard.
So Sara, convinced by her family, maybe swayed by Hazem's act, she makes this huge sacrifice. She goes to that newspaper, the one that promised her a job, her future, and she quits, gives up her dream.
Wow. Just like that.
Just like that. Then, only a week later, Hazem and his mother come over, and it's his mother who's running the show, dictating everything. Says the engagement has to be just 1 month long. Assures them the apartment's all ready to go.
1 month. That's incredibly fast.
It is, and Sara feels it, this unease, Something feels wrong about the rush, about his mother being so dominant. It feels less like a wedding plan, more like a deadline.
That gut feeling, that internal alarm bell, it's so important. But when things move that fast and there's family pressure,
Yeah.
it's easy to push those feelings down, right? Rationalize them away as just nerves.
Yeah, you tell yourself it's just cold feet.
Right.
Hmm.
And that speed is classic coercive control. No time to think, no time to really investigate. Just lock you in before you can second guess it.
But Sara, despite everything, she trusts that feeling. She asks her brothers, her uncles, can you check this guy out discreetly?
Good for her for acting on that intuition.
Yeah. And what they find, it's shocking. Hazem hasn't just been engaged before. He's been engaged multiple times. And worse, he was actually married and divorced, something both he and his mother completely hid.
Wow. Okay, that's not just a small omission. That's a massive deception.
Huge.
She just destroys any trust from the get-go, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, how fundamental is honesty at the start? Especially hiding something like a previous marriage. It's not an accident. It's calculated.
Absolutely. So Sara, feeling totally betrayed, decides, okay, that's it. I'm breaking off the engagement.
Makes sense. A reasonable reaction to being lied to so fundamentally.
But then Hazem finds out she knows, and he calls her. And this is where you see his manipulation skills in full force. He puts on this incredible performance.
Oh boy. What does he say?
Claims it was love at first sight with her, makes up this whole sob story about his ex-wife says she was unfaithful, that he divorced her, frames himself as this noble guy who kept quiet to protect her reputation, says he's totally forgotten the past, only sees a future with Sara.
Ugh, the victim card.
Yeah.
Combined with the love bombing, it's textbook.
Exactly. And it works. Sara is swayed by his words, his act. She reverses her decision, agrees to go ahead with the engagement again.
That's tough to hear. He's playing on her empathy, her desire for this to work out. He makes her feel guilty for doubting him, even though she caught him in a massive lie. You know, for anyone listening, that pattern, the intense declarations, the rushed commitment, the convenient story about the past that makes them look good, that's a huge warning sign. It's designed to override your rational thoughts.
So for the month of the engagement, he keeps up the act, treats her well, agrees to pretty much everything, except he absolutely refuses to let her work. No negotiation. Her place is at home, managing the house. That's it, her degree. Doesn't matter.
The control is still there, just under the surface.
Yep. Then, on the wedding day itself, there's this big argument between the mothers about the dowry list, the specifics. And Hazem, interestingly, goes against his own mother. He signs the document Sara's family wants.
That probably felt significant to Sara at the time, right? Like, he chose her over his mother.
Must have. Like a sign of commitment.
But the illusion doesn't last long.
Not at all. Just 3 days after the wedding, Sara gets a phone call.
Who is it?
It's Hazem's ex-wife.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And she tells Sara everything. Confirms she was fully married to him, lived with him. She describes this life filled with his constant suspicion, his intense jealousy, his complete lack of confidence, and how his mother was always interfering, making everything worse.
So the mother's dominance wasn't just about the wedding plans.
Apparently not. The ex-wife says these issues are why she divorced him, not the other way around. He wasn't just engaged before, he was married, and it ended badly because of his behavior and his mother's meddling.
So Hazem lied about the marriage and the reason for the divorce.
Yeah.
Double deception.
Exactly. And suddenly, Sara starts seeing Hazem's behavior in a new, terrifying light. His refusal to let her leave the house alone, or even just step onto the balcony to hang laundry if he wasn't there.
It clicks into place.
Yeah. She realizes it's not love. It's not even normal jealousy. It's this deep, suffocating suspicion. It's control.
So she confronts him.
She does. And he admits it, finally. Admits he was married before, but he just brushes off the details, says something like, I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you. Wow.
Yeah. So Sara, married only 3 days, is just speechless, stunned into silence.
And that silence, that's where the danger really grows, isn't it? That feeling of being trapped, of the trust being completely gone, but not knowing what to do. The weight of it all becomes paralyzing. That's the price of silence starting to build. Your own voice gets small.
It gets worse. About a month after that call, the control escalates violently. Hazem comes home. He sees laundry on the balcony, simple laundry, and he just erupts. He physically attacks Sara, accuses her of flirting with someone outside while hanging the clothes.
Oh, my God.
She's bleeding, terrified. He beat her.
Okay, this is it. The line is crossed. From manipulation and lies to outright physical violence. That's a critical, horrifying turning point. It's fueled by that Deep insecurity, that need for control we talked about, a massive breach of safety.
Sarah runs, goes straight to her mother's house, obviously injured. While she's there, she sees a doctor because of the injuries and finds out she's pregnant.
Pregnant in the midst of this violence and fear.
Yeah. And despite Hazem being violent, her family, they tell her to go back. They actually believe the pregnancy will fix things, that having a baby will change him.
That's such a tragically common and dangerous belief, that a baby can somehow mend an abusive relationship. It almost never works like that. Often it just escalates things. The child becomes another tool for control, or worse, another target. It just reinforces that silence, that idea of enduring the abuse for some imagined better future.
So Sarah goes back, but Hazem is cold, distant. She confronts him about his attitude, and he reveals this truly terrifying fear he has.
What is it?
He says he hopes, desperately hopes, she doesn't have a girl.
Why?
Because he believes daughters bring shame. He actually threatens her. Says if it's a girl, he'll throw both Sarah and the baby out.
That's monstrous, especially since he has sisters himself.
I know, it's completely irrational, deeply misogynistic.
It shows how ingrained his destructive beliefs are. It's not about the baby. It's about his own twisted views overriding any kind of paternal feeling. It connects right back to his control, his insecurity. Fear of a daughter becomes lethal.
They fight about it, and Hazem, he throws her out again, just like he threatened.
Unbelievable.
Eventually, though, there's another reconciliation. But Sarah's mother is wary now, really wary of Hazem's mother's influence. She insists they move. There's a vacant apartment in the same building as her. That way, she can keep a closer eye on Sarah.
A sensible precaution, given everything.
And Hazem agrees, which is maybe surprising. So they move. Shortly after, Sarah gives birth to a little girl, a beautiful baby girl.
Oh, dear. Given his threats.
Exactly. And Hazem, he's completely detached, just cold, refuses to hold her, refuses to even acknowledge her, acts like his own daughter doesn't exist.
How long?
This goes on for a month and a half, this awful rejection, this chilling silence towards his own child.
That poor baby. And poor Sarah having to live with that.
And that brings us back to that morning, July 28th, 2017. Sarah's mother hears the cry from downstairs, "Help me, I'm dying," but dismisses it, like the neighbor did.
Thinking it's just another fight.
Yeah. Then, less than an hour later, Hazem's mother shows up for that strange, friendly visit, that distraction. But Sarah's mother, her intuition is screaming now. Something is deeply wrong. She ignores the polite act, rushes to Sarah's apartment,
And finds
police everywhere. Chaos. And Hazem being led away in cuffs, the police tell her. The absolute worst. Hazem murdered Sarah. And he murdered their baby daughter.
Terrific. The culmination of all those red flags, all that control.
The police piece together what happened that morning. It's clinical and it's terrifying. Hazem's alarm goes off for work. Normal morning routine.
Yeah.
Sarah wakes him gently. He gets up, goes to the bathroom. But just before he does, he gives Sarah this, look, a terrifying glare. She probably didn't know what to make of it. Falls back asleep.
A silent warning.
Seems like it. He comes out of the bathroom, goes to the kitchen, gets a knife, comes back to the bedroom, and stabs Sarah 18 times.
Oh, God.
Her screams. That's the cry the neighbor and her mother heard, ignored. And then, to make sure she was dead, he severs her head.
Unfathomable brutality.
After doing that, he takes a shower, gets ready for work, like nothing happened, just completely indifferent.
The detachment is chilling.
But it wasn't over. He hears the baby crying, his daughter, 1.5 months old. He picks her up, throws her to the ground, and stabs her 11 times.
Yeah.
And then, just like with Sarah, he severs her head too.
I have no words.
After killing them both, he calmly calls his mother, tells her what he did, then he calls the police, reports himself, and just waits calmly for them to arrive.
And when they arrested him, he was composed.
Completely. No emotion. Authorities thought, okay, this must be some kind of mental break, right? Psychosis.
It seems like the only possible explanation for such an act.
But the psychiatric evaluations came back clear. He was fully sane. No mental disorders, no drugs involved. Sane. And when they asked him why, he showed no remorse at all.
What did he say?
His reason was simple, chillingly simple. Sarah gave birth to a daughter. That was it.
Because daughters bring shame.
That's what he maintained. His belief, that was his entire justification.
And he reenacted it.
Calmly walked them through the whole thing at the apartment. No emotion. Nothing.
It's almost impossible to process that level of coldness, that disconnect.
So we're left with this wreckage. 11.5 months of marriage. A young woman with dreams, violently killed.
Yeah.
An innocent baby murdered by the person who should have protected them. What do we even take away from this?
I think the most profound and devastating lesson here is truly the price of silence, as you called it earlier. It echoes through every stage of this story, from the very first lie about his past, the hidden marriage,
Right.
to the controlling behavior, the isolation, the jealousy, then the violence, that first attack, and finally, those horrifying misogynistic beliefs about daughters. There were so many red flags, so many moments where intervention might have been possible.
If someone had spoken up, or if Sarah had been able to leave.
Exactly. This case just brutally underscores how vital it is to trust your gut feelings, to question things that don't feel right, to refuse to be silenced by pressure or manipulation or fear. Every ignored doubt, every time someone advised her to just endure it, every time fear kept her quiet, it all paved the way for this unspeakable end.
It makes you think, doesn't it? How do we get better at seeing these patterns, not just in strangers, but in people close to us, in our families, our communities?
That's the critical question. How do we empower ourselves and each other to challenge control, to speak out against abuse, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's happening behind closed doors?
So that no other dreams, no other lives are lost in silence. May Sarah and her little daughter finally rest in peace.